So I hope you had a good day yesterday. As we know, the planets are quite challenging at the moment. There's quite a lot of intensity there. So you might be feeling today that something has just softened because the moon is now waning and the energy will be a bit calmer. So that's good news to start off with. But I was reminded yesterday, so we had a beautiful gathering on Zoom to celebrate this beautiful full moon, and there were about 150 of the Extended Drew team from across the world all gathering together on Zoom to share their experiences of this changing time and what they'd learnt. And I was reminded of a beautiful quote by Charles Darwin. Now, if you visited Snowdonia and you've been up to Cwm Idwal, you'll know that there's a bas-relief sculpture of Charles Darwin up at Llyn Idwal, near Llyn Idwal, the lake just about a mile up from the Drew Yoga Centre. And that's because Charles Darwin visited this area, and it said that it was here where he kind of put the pieces together of the theory of evolution, because he looked at the spectacular landscape, he looked at the glaciated valley, he looked at the Cwm, which is up there at Llyn Idwal, and he realised that humankind is just a tiny moment, that the time that we've been here on the planet is a tiny moment in the history of the planet. And so it really opened his mind and led to his thoughts on evolution. So Charles Darwin has a good link with the centre here. And there's a beautiful quote that's been attributed to him, and I'll paraphrase. So Charles Darwin said, "It isn't about being the most intelligent or the strongest in order to survive. What matters is how well you can change and how well you can adapt." So it's not about being the most intelligent, it's not about being the strongest, it's about how easily we adapt to change. And as we know, we've been talking for the last 4 months about change and how we navigate change as meditators, as yogis, as spiritual seekers. How do we navigate change? And it's been a challenging ride, I think, for a lot of us, hasn't it? We've not been able to do what we'd like to do, and even at this time the economy is changing, a lot of things are changing around us. So how do we keep ourselves strong, focused, and in a position where we can be of service to those around us who are also suffering from the effects of all these changes taking place? So as Darwin said, survival is about how we change, not about how strong we are or how intelligent we are. It's about how we ride those waves of change. And in the yogic texts, we always say, change is the only changeless law. We know change is inevitable. So how can we be agile in what we do? I think a lot of you probably have had to change your business of teaching yoga or meditation. You have to do less face-to-face. You've probably explored the online world a lot more. We've all had to do that. I'm sitting in the Snowdon Hall, and one of our visions, and my vision for my 50th birthday in a couple of weeks, is that we can turn this into a dedicated studio so we can teach 2 beautiful classes online at the same time. At the moment we're using the big hall and just managing in here, but we would love to have a more dedicated space where we can inspire the world with our transformative courses. So we are really having to change as well. The big change is happening. And the solution for all that change that has, I think, supported me in my 30 years of really working full time to make yoga, meditation and transformation a solution for the people around me is the power of a daily practice, and how we work with that practice of meditation and yoga and walking, how we work with it. And so often we can see our practice as a luxury. We can see it as something we do at the weekend when we've got loads of time. And I think, in my experience over the years, having a practice that is a rock, which is stable, which gives me stillness inside, that has helped me cope with all sorts of changes over the years. And what I'm learning now, and what I was reminded of yesterday, is the importance of wrapping the rest of my day around my practice rather than just trying to fit it in a spare moment here and there. Making my practice the most important part of the day. And some of you might have already been doing this. You know, there are a lot of you beautiful yogis on this call. And you know, Jenny, Christine, Avril, Michelle, Kimberly, all of you, Kate, you know that how important your practice is. But I would invite you to reflect again. It's the waning moon. It's time to just reflect and move forward now. How important are we making our practice? And can we wrap our day around our practice to give us the inner stability so that then we can ride those waves of change, so we can surf joyfully through life's changing waves? Can we do that? Can we make our practice the most crucial part of our day? So I hope that you can reflect on your day and think, okay, what is the stability that will come from my practice and how do I prioritise that? And as I approach my 50th birthday, of course, I'm thinking about that change. You know, I feel endlessly young and my body and everything is saying to me, Jane, you are also aging. Don't resist it. Embrace the change that's going on and look at how your wisdom is growing. I'm coming up to my birthday. I want to do things now that probably, hopefully, a bit less hedonistic and a bit more dedicating my life to you, to my friends, to my students, to make this world better together. I want to grow as a leader. I want to share the benefits of Drew with more and more people. That's why I'm doing a fundraiser for my birthday rather than, you know, enjoying personal gifts. I'm trying to change. I really am trying to make those changes. And I invite you to join with me and think, how can I be so stable that change becomes a joy today? How can I embrace change? How can I reflect and be agile? That is what life is inviting us to do today. So I thank you all for joining me on the call. It's lovely to see you. Welcome to Lisa. Hello to Avril, Richard in Thailand. Change is inevitable, so let's reach out with both our hands and say, okay, change is my friend. Now what am I going to do? So have an amazing day. It's actually Ruth Bowler's birthday today. In July, we have a lot of Cancerians here in Drew. So it's a day to embrace my friend Ruth. Many of you will know her, and I'm looking forward to my birthday, and Alison Boyle, and Monica, and Sylvia. There's so many of us celebrating. And Antonio, I want you there in my birthday. I'm going to do a big Zoom party. So I'll tell you about it. But I've decided to have a Zoom party where I'll give some sharings, and I'd love some of you to be there and join me as I celebrate my 50th. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is life. It's changing, it's joyful. So sending you all my love today. Thank you for being my friends and for sharing this journey of change and transformation. And I will see you again soon. Lots of love. Bye now.